This is Michael, and you are listening to Hammered today. Today I have on the Hammered hotline, I've got some SOT moderators in the house. I got Miss April Fraley. What's going on, April?
What's up, ATB? What's up, Mike?
Hey, and we got Mr. Novak, Matthew himself. What's going on?
Lorang in the house.
And we have our newest ATB SOT moderator. Has she passed her probationary period yet? Has it been 60 days, Nicole? We have Nicole Robertson in the house. What's up, Nicole?
What's up?
All right, so thank you all three for joining me today. We are going to toss around some subjects that some of the members of ATB wanted us to discuss on Hammered. These questions were actually brought up by one of the moderators who is not here today, couldn't join us, Miss Jasmine Graves. But first, before we get into hers, I've got one, and I want to hear everyone's perspective on this, especially another guy, because I know how I feel on this topic. And the topic is who pays on a first date? I say we start with Matt first. What's your perspective on this? Who pays on a first date?
All right, so I consider myself somewhat old-fashioned. So my standpoint is I assume that I am paying for the date if I ask a lady to go on a date with me. If she agrees to go on a date with me, then when it's not discussed, then obviously then I am paying for that date because I'm asking for her time. I'm asking to get to know her. I'm asking to take her out. So I always assume that I'm going to pay. Now, when the check comes out, she has to split it, then I'm not going to argue it. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. I'll say, no, it's fine. I've got it. But if she insists, then by all means, we can go Dutch. It's totally fine. If she brings it up beforehand and we have a discussion about it, that's fine also. It's whatever makes her feel comfortable. As long as I get the opportunity to take her out and spend that time with her to get to know her as a person, I don't care who pays as long as I get the interaction. So, but ideally, like I said, I'm old fashioned. I'm going to assume I'm going to pay, and that's what I'm going to prepare for. So whether she orders a salad or a lobster, I have the mindset that I asked her out, I asked her to eat, or I asked her to do this. This was my doing, so my pocket.
Okay. How about you, April?
So I am in agreement with Matthew. I think I'm old school as well, and I think that if you are going on a first date, then the gentleman should pay for the lady. And I feel like that as women, we should allow them to pay and not take that away from them. I think that sets a different tone for the date if you try to argue with them and try to pay your way. So I feel like the man should pay.
What if the lady asked the guy out?
See, and that's kind of all part of that whole like taking that away from the man. I don't know that I would ever ask a guy out on a date. I think I want to be asked on a date. So I don't think I'd be put in that position.
I think that's an old-fashioned mentality. I think 2020, you have to open yourself up. You have to be more open-minded, and I see women do ask men out on first dates. It's probably, I don't know a stat, but it's probably a lot more than it was back in the day. But
Better be ready to open that wallet.
I like to be courted. I want to be courted.
Courted?
Yes, like I want.
Court? Why do you want to go to court? Bad things happen in court.
You know what I mean.
I know that's so cute. I haven't heard anybody say courted in years.
Courted.
That's the problem with it all. It's like gone to the wayside.
Yeah, it's definitely a new era we live in. How about you, Nicole? What's your thoughts on this?
So I'm a little torn because I don't know if it's a first interaction. It's really like, one thing is if I know that I'm never going to talk to the person again, I feel kind of bad making them pay for me on the first date. And then the same time, like maybe financially, like, you're better off than they are. And then you kind of feel bad about that too. And that's just me. I don't know. I
You
always
heard
offer.
that, folks. Nicole is fine with dating guys that are broke. So
No, I did not say that. No, but I think we are in a new time, and I would love more guys' feedback, but I always offer to pay. On the very first day, I offer to pay at least my bill.
oh. You got something, Matt?
Well, the whole thing is, if it's a first date, we should be getting to know each other. We shouldn't already know each other's financial status to make that assumption.
Right, but usually you talk to the person ahead of time and you look at their Facebook. You can kind of gather based on what their career is, how much money they make.
I guess that's fair if you're Facebook stalking them.
So we're learning a lot about Nicole. She's Facebook stalks.
I'm not
guys that are cheap. Nice.
Totally getting picked on. I'm the newest. I get picked on.
Somebody's DMs are going to be blowing up after this episode airs.
What do you think, Mike? What's your opinion?
All right, so I feel like this. Of course, if I'm kind of old-fashioned too. If it's a good date, I'm enjoying it, she's enjoying it, and I asked her out, I'm going to pay. If she insists that she wants to split, I want her to. I want a woman to say, oh, I've got this. Don't worry, I'll take care of my share. Because I want to be able to say, no, I've got it. But by her saying that, it shows her character, a part of her character that I'm going to love. Anyway, if the date is horrible, I know some people would pay to get out of it. But most of the time, yeah, I kind of like just pay for my part. And I will tell the waiter ahead of time, I will like go to the restroom, find the waiter, and I'll say, look, hey man, this is bad. You need to split this ticket. All right. I've done it a couple of times. Yeah, because I'm not. No. If you are asked out by the lady, then I will still pay. You know, I will.
That is so funny. I can totally see you hunting the waiter down.
Oh, I've done it. Trust me. I have done it before.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
I'd be
I
like,
told my date, excuse me, I got to use the restroom. And I didn't even go in the direction of the restroom. I went to the kitchen trying to find a waiter. Yeah.
so
I know that's horrible, but hey.
Can I ask you another question then? So to piggyback off that, what would you be offended, or Matt, would you be offended if the girl was like, no, I want to, like, would it make you think differently of her if she's like, no, I want to pay, or I want to split it?
If she insists to the point where it's getting into an argument, no, I'll pay, then I'm going to let her pay. Like,
How does it make you feel though? Like, how does it, like when they do that, how does that make you feel towards them?
Yeah.
I like it. She's not just using me for a meal. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of women are serial daters and they just want free meals and drinks. And I've heard women say this, so I know it's a thing. Okay?
That's terrible.
That is. I would never.
It definitely is a thing, and I know there's some people in ATB that do it probably, and yeah.
It's abusing a culture.
Yeah. Serial dating is real, folks.
Matt, would it turn you off if that happened? I think we have differing perspectives here. Just curious.
It wouldn't turn me off. If she's insisting that she wants to pay her way, then by all means, she can pay her way. I'm not here to change anybody or anything like that. So if we go out on a date and I've asked her and she insists on going Dutch, then that's fine. You know, that's her choice. At the end of the day, it's a topic of discussion to figure out how you should approach the situation, to think of whether you're going to pay or not. But what's ultimately important is the amount of time that you get to spend with somebody and what you do at that time to get to know that person and see if they're a compatible match for your life. That's the big focus right there. But it is nice to know ahead of time I think men should assume we're going to pay. If a woman wants to pay her way, let her. It could be a sign that maybe she didn't enjoy the date, and she's nonchalantly trying to say, hey, I'll pay my way because I'm probably not going to go on another date with you, guy.
I was going to say that earlier too. Sometimes if a woman pays, guys, that's not a good thing. That means she doesn't want to feel obligated to you for anything, and she wants to check out right then and there.
See, that's my whole point. Is it's leaving things up for question as to how she feels. So then your feelings are a little bit off on as to how she felt about that date.
And let's just clear the air here, because somebody's going to hear this and they're going to be like, oh my God, she paid for her date. She didn't want to date me. Ask her out again. If she says no, don't crawl in a closet and claw. I can't talk anymore. That's so much for drinking bourbon. Don't crawl in a closet and cry yourself to sleep. Go ask another girl out.
Yeah.
That's the law of averages. Just keep trucking. If a girl doesn't like you, it's not the end of the world. Go ask another one out. If she says no, no big deal. Don't let it ruin your conscience or whatever you want to call it. Just keep on going.
You okay over there, Matt?
Yeah. I get on tangents.
Your brain just blew up for a second.
This is good bourbon.
So I think that let the man pay. Kind of like all you were saying. So let the man pay. If the woman wants to pay, you offer still. If she insists, you let her pay. One or two things is going to happen. Like Matt was saying, you ask her out again, she's going to say yes. Or you try to find her Facebook profile, and all you get is that profile unavailable page, which means you have been blocked. So,
womp womp.
Oh, I need that sound effect. Damn, let me make a note of that. All right, so I think we have just about covered who pays on the first date. Okay, so now let's get into Jasmine Graves' questions here. She has, this is a pretty serious topic right here, and we are all divorced, so we've got experience here. How to effectively date after divorce. She's asking for some tips. Who wants to start this one off? April, hey. You are freshly divorced, and you have not dated yet, so you can go last.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
How about Nicole? Start us off on this one.
How to effectively date
after divorce? Yeah.
That's a trick question. I have no idea. I personally don't like online dating, so I don't know how effective that is. But I haven't even been out on a date in a very long time. I think joining ATB is a great way to effectively date.
Hey, I 100% agree with that.
That's my final answer.
I concur.
So please get out to an event.
That's what I did.
Well, so for the most part, everybody listening to this is an ATB, so they're all effectively dating right now. Well, not everybody. You got anything to add on that, Matt?
So I'll say one more thing. Sorry. Okay. I think that you have to be in the right mindset if we're going to get technical with this, that you have to actually be willing to open yourself up and actually date to be effective at it. Meaning you can't be trying to rebound.
Yeah. Yes. Before you start, Matt, I got a thought, and as old as I'm getting, it'll disappear if I don't cover it now. So I think don't jump into dating as soon as you get divorced. Take your time. What happens is if you get into these swiping apps and you get carried away, and this is how you become a serial dater. I think you need to take your time, do some research, ask some friends, because a lot of people have been married 10 plus years, so you haven't been using that dating game that you had back when you were in your early 20s or whatnot. So I think the most effective way to date after divorce is take your time. Don't rush into anything with the first person you meet. Don't become a serial dater, though, by using the apps, and spend more time out meeting people face to face. And that leads back to joining ATB. Yes. Go to events when we have events again. And, all right. So, April, what do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. We're on Matt. I asked Matt, and then I cut him off.
All right. So dating after divorce, I have experience with that. Um, Personally, I jumped into the serial relationship phase in my life when I was younger. So when I was finally single, um, date to date, you gotta practice date. You need to go on dates and practice them. A lot of people have the struggle of even asking somebody to date for fear of rejection. You just need to go on dates, just date to date. Go out, see what the different personality types are out there. Don't fall into these new societal norms where, you know, serial dating or getting stuck in these apps, swiping and all this garbage. Go out, date, enjoy the time with somebody, learn how to date, and then that way when you find somebody that you're interested in, then you can kind of try and pursue that. Before you go out and start dating, though, after a divorce, make sure you're healed. Make sure you've reflected. We all do, you know, we all have horrible exes. We all have people who are just terrible, and we're really the good guy in the relationship. But we all have our faults, so it's good to identify what our faults were, despite whether the other person was terrible or not. We all need to learn how to improve ourselves, so that way when we meet somebody, we are the better version of ourselves. And please, for the love of God, find your happiness. Be happy when you go out. Don't go out on a date and talk about how horrible your ex was and how horrible this person was, and bring some positive things to the table. So that way when you do find somebody that you're really interested and keen on, that you can have something positive to talk about and start a good foundation if you decide to perpetually date this person in the future.
April. So you're newly divorced. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you have not been on any dates since you have been separated or divorced,
Separated.
right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What's going to make you ready to date?
So, well, the reason why I didn't start dating right after I separated was I'll kind of hit on what Matt said. Hurt people hurt people. So if you do not heal yourself, then likely you're going to jump into something with someone and you're not going to know what you're looking for or what you want, and then you're going to end up realizing the person that you jumped into it with is not who you wanted, and then you're going to hurt them in that process. So for me, it was really important to heal myself first and to make sure that I knew what I was looking for in the next person. And I'm kind of still trying to, I think, find that or figure that out a little bit. I think I'm taking notes from watching people on Facebook on ATB date and what they go through, and making little mental notes and things that I don't want to have to experience, and I'm learning from it. So it's been good for me. I'm using it as a tool. And I think it's really important too. I hate the online stuff. I'm not a big fan of online type dating tools, but ATB allows you a different way to date in that, you know, we're not in high school anymore. We're not in college. We have jobs, and a lot of us work from home. Some of us may go into an office, but we may only work with a small number of people. So our interactions are limited. So ATB allows us to get out and to go to different functions and different events where it puts us in the same positions as you were when you were in college or high school. And you're out and about in the social setting to be able to mingle and talk with people and connect. So I think that's huge.
There's a lot of aspects of high school and college that get brought into ATB right now that I wish we could do without. Some
I
of the
agree.
immaturity and oh my God, people don't know how to carry themselves when they're out drinking. Goodness. So, yeah, April, funny you mentioned, ATB puts us in a setting like high school or college. But that can be a bad thing also, because some of these people aren't used to that, and they bring that high school immaturity. What's the word I'm looking for? That high school immaturity feel to the events. People get drunk. I've never seen so much drama in my life out of grown ass people. What brings this on? What touch on it? What do you think, Matt? What's your perspective on this?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's lack of social integration. Like when I go to an event, I mean, don't get me wrong. When I hang out with my close friends, or when we used to go out and hang out all the time, before everybody got coupled up, we'd go hard in the paint. We'd look at each other and we're like, hey, you want to go get shit faced? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go paint the town red on Glenwood Avenue. And we'd go out there, and we weren't out there looking to date or anything. We were collectively taking care of each other. There's always one person that was responsible to make sure everybody got home and such. But it's kind of disappointing. Like when I go to some events sometimes, and you got people that are just, you're out there to socialize, you're out there to network, you're out there to meet people, make friends, possibly make a connection even. And you've got people out there that are just don't know their limits. They don't know how to drink with moderation, and they cause problems for themselves. They cause problems for others, and it's kind of sad and hard to see and watch people do this, because you're out here trying to facilitate an activity for people to get together and have a good time and socialize. I'm not saying it's wrong to drink, but you need to know what your limit is. You need to know how to pace yourself, and you need to know how to be. Most of us in the group are 30, 40, 50 years old. If you've never been out drinking before, then you don't go hard in the paint the first time around. You go in and you have a drink, and you see how you feel, and you drink that drink slowly, and then you have another one, and you act responsible because you need to get home. And love of God, I hope you people aren't driving home after a few of the people I've seen out and about, and I'm just like, I really hope they Ubered. Because we can't babysit everybody. We watch people and try to make sure everybody's safe and secure. And if you need to walk to your car, most of the guys will do that for you. But just when you're at an event, try to, just represent yourself, because you never know when you're going to meet that next person. And that next person might be somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, but they see you falling over tables and stumbling around, they're going to think twice about it.
I do know. I think Nicole will babysit anybody. I think she's volunteering. She'll be the ATB babysitter for all the. Nicole, what do you think?
I think I am not a babysitter. I prefer no kids. So, no, perception is everything. I think you want people to perceive you in such a way that represents who you really are. And when you're getting trashed like that, I don't like it. It's a total turnoff for me. In fact, like, it's just gross. And honestly, like, people notice you, like, yeah.
Yeah, you build a bad reputation, especially in a group setting like that, and everybody talks about you. And it's one of them things I hear a lot. I get all these DMs about, oh, this guy was handsy with me. He was touching me here, there. Ask this person, they'll tell you. I'll have this person message you, they'll tell you. And it's a he said, she said type thing. Every time the guy swears up and down the girl is grabbing him, the girl swears up and down the guy was grabbing her. And this is just about every one of these altercations. And I got to tell you, I hate feeling like a principal of a 40-year-old student in high school. It's not our job to go in here every day and kick people out of the group and investigate these occurrences. For one, I don't have time to do it. I would much rather spend my time making ATB a better place. And coming up with events and stuff that the members can do than sit here and play freaking ATB PI. It's bullshit. I hate it, and I know everybody else hates wasting their time doing it. But it's a comes with the territory, it looks like, because every one of these events, people start drinking heavy, and it's like everybody the guys are chasing the girls like dogs chasing cars. It's crazy. And some of the women are just as bad, and they know who they are. Not in the business of speaking names here, but definitely they know who they are. And I'm just waiting to see April get loose at Wild Wings one night.
You know that's not happening.
Somebody's gonna spike your Pepsi. You better watch out.
I'll keep it close at hand.
What's your perspective on this?
I'm in total agreement with all of you. I think that people lose sight of the fact that when they go out, they are not putting their best foot forward, and people are watching and observing. I mean, I for one do, because I don't drink typically at all, maybe one or two here and there, but I rarely ever drink, and I'm watching people, and I see people stumbling all over the place and hanging all over other people, and it's just really unattractive. And I enjoy being able to function and talk and carry on a conversation, because it's like you all said, you're out there and there's the potential that you could meet someone and it could become more than just an interaction, a one-time interaction, whether it be a friendship or whether it be someone that you date, and they may be really put off by you or turned off by that. So I don't like it at all. It's a huge turnoff.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. I'm just going to have to assign like 2 moderators for events. We're going to call them the ATB SWAT team. Whenever they see somebody acting up, we're going to have a male and a female dressed up with vests and Kevlar, and we'll arm them with water guns. There. And once we see this going on, bam, they get drug outside, banned, the hammer comes down. All right, so I think we covered that one. Next up. All right, so, and our last topic that we will cover, this comes from Penny Dameron Marshall. Okay. Penny is looking for ideas on how to navigate social media and cultivate potential relationships during a time of imposed desocialization. So I guess what she is referring to is our current state right now with the coronavirus going around. All ATB events have been postponed. Some were canceled. Some have been postponed for a later date. And we are not allowing any events or get-togethers to be posted in ATB. So she wants to know, well, how can we do this then? Now, I did open up posting as far as like asking who's going where, who wants to meet up during all of this, okay? So that could be one of her answers right there. Do you guys and gals have any other ideas that you might, can give Penny?
Ladies first.
Ooh, they're like deer in the headlights, man. Man, this is why I brought y'all on. Y'all are the brains, man. The brains behind the operation. Let's hear it.
So she basically wants to have ideas or get ideas on how to interact with people online, since we're not able to go out.
What's
Okay.
that?
Is that right? What? Go ahead, Matthew.
All right. Great way to interact with people. Post on the page.
Absolutely.
Stop lurking. Post something interesting that's going on with your life in the day. Like today, Mike started VVS, #VVS, Viral Video Sunday. Put yourself out there. It's just a video. Just put yourself out there. Maybe ask a couple questions at the end for people to ask you in your answer in your comments. Post stuff on the page aside from a meme. Post something that's thought-provoking, that actually incites a conversation. Post stuff that gets people talking so you can see stuff that you want to talk about. Ask questions. See how they answer your questions. And then you can start formulating ideas of people that you may be interested in talking to based off of what you post. I do it all the time. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I try to post stuff that engages the group and tries to get people talking. Then I try to respond back to everybody in that post. I'm not saying you have to respond back to every single person, but it's a good way to engage. We are an audience. We're all an audience. Every time somebody posts something, you are engaging the audience. And so you have a platform available to you as a member to be able to put content out there and engage 3,000 people and see what's on their minds. Now, granted, not everybody lurks, and you got people who comment and stuff like that. And that's where the lurkers need to come out. You know, they need to make ATB, Facebook, a tool to their benefit, and actually respond to these posts and get out of their shell. So that's a great way in this desocialization or whatever this quarantine crap is post something out there that incites a response.
Yeah.
Ask a question, state a topic, ask an opinion. It's something we do in talks all the time is we find a topic, we express our point of view on it, and then we ask the others in the group, what do they think? It doesn't have to be complex. It can be something simple. Like I did yesterday for Pie Day. I posted a thing for Pie Day, and I said, hey, what's your favorite pie? And we got a little small.
Yesterday was Pie Day?
You missed
what
it?
happened? What? Oh, my God. I missed out on Pie Day?
You were too busy avoiding the public.
Oh, my God.
But
And it's funny, I was shopping, and I was walking down the frozen food section, and I saw this key lime pie cheesecake.
Ooh.
And it
Wow.
just stood out. And I was like, I bet that's amazing. And I left it there. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry to get sidetracked off a pie, but go ahead, Matt.
But yeah, so simple things like that. It catches people's eye and makes people think. So just engage your audience. Everybody has an audience of 3,000 people on Singles of the Triangle. So if you want to learn more about people, post something that you think will get people to respond and then engage them.
And let me piggyback on that because it is important. We do want people to post and engage, but there's also a fine line as far as like serial posting. I like to call it machine gun posting because you're like just throwing posts out there just to try and be funny, or I don't know if you're trying to make a name for yourself in the group or whatnot. But we do have a limit. I believe that is what, like a three posts a day, and that's not comments. This is posts. Okay. And we've also have like people posting the exact same thing every day. Okay, it's fine twice a week, but 2 weeks, just mix it up some. Don't do the same thing every day. We've got some members that like to make their own little post, like, hey, what's the FFF or FBF, the Full Body Friday? Okay. Yeah, I see. That's becoming a thing. People like to take their selfies with coffee cups in the morning. That's been a thing. I mean, we get it. You all want to post. You want to engage. But mix it up some. Come up with something new, be inventive.
Can I interject something on that?
Go ahead.
So I think that when you're out in your day-to-day life and things are happening, like when you go on a date or you interact with a friend and some kind of topic comes up and you're like, gosh, like I wish I knew the right answer for that. Post about it. Get some feedback. That's what creates the conversation. So you don't always just have to take pictures of yourself and post them and do a selfie post or I don't know, whatever, but actually have some kind of a post that's relatable to everyone else. Other people are probably experiencing those same problems or issues. So post about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mix it up some, ATB. Mix it up. You're all beautiful. I don't care how ugly you are. You're just all beautiful. I am totally.
You think I'm beautiful? Thanks, Mike.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Jesus. All right, ATB. There you have it. April, Matt, and Nicole discussing some topics that you all wanted to know about. I hope it helped out a little bit. I'm still lost as usual, but hey, it's all good. But I do have one question for you all. Okay, what's the smartest gender? Do you think are the men or the women smarter?
Women.
You don't know. But I tell you what, we're going to find out in a minute because we're going to play Singles Mods, Men versus Women, coming up next on ATB Hammered. I know who I'm going for. Who do y'all go for? Anyway, coming up next, we've got men versus women. Stay with us. Hey, what's up, everybody? So today we've got a little something special we're going to do. We have almost all the single moderators from ATB here, and we're going to play this little game. First off, let me introduce everybody. We have Mr. Matthew Novak. Say hi, Matt.
What's going on, everybody?
All right, we have Miss Jasmine.
Hey, everybody.
All right.
Sorry.
And we have Miss April Fraley
Hello, everyone.
and Kevin Mcauliffe.
What's up?
Yeah. And last but not least, we have Nicole Robertson. What's up?
What's up?
All right. We couldn't find Andre today. He's hiding somewhere. So he's going to miss out on all the fun. So what we've got is I've got like 18 questions, and we are going to ask these questions to everybody. It's going to be the men versus the women. Whoever gets the most right is going to be the smartest sex, and we all know the men got this in the bag. You know, even though the women are outnumbering the men here today, it's all good.
Wait, how are we outnumbering?
I think so.
I can't play. I know the answers.
So the women are outnumbered.
Oh, righty then.
All right, so
Sorry,
we
Kevin
will
got
do
that.
this. Okay, since we all see each other, we're going to do April against Kevin, paper, rock, scissors on 3 to see who goes first. All right, it's going to be rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That's when you show your sign, okay? So, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
We have April wins because the rock is beating the scissors.
Yay.
All right, so women, y'all are up first. Are you ready?
We're always ready.
All right.
Always.
So, who is generally now? The way this works is I'm going to ask you the question first, the women the question first, and I'm going to ask the same question to the men before I let you all know what the right answer is. Okay. Who is generally better at parking a car, females or males?
Do we get to converse?
Well, of course. Yeah, it's the men versus the women here. But
All
you
right,
only
girls.
we're going to have to put a timer on this. I think it's like 30 seconds per question.
Actually, yeah, it's probably guys because they like the back end.
I'm going to say men as well.
I'm going to say men because I know how I park. So,
Okay.
I have
How about you guys? What do y'all think?
man.
Okay, so I am shocked at this because
it's women.
I've seen the way my daughter parks. And according to this, it is females park their car better than men.
What is the
Wow.
source? The Onion?
I think it's one of those fake
Wikipedia.
news sites. I'll have to get back to the source later because I'm going to question that one myself. All right. So that is no points scored. No points for the men. No points for the women. We move on. Men, you get to go first on this one. Who normally manages money and pays the bills? The females or the males?
Women.
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 Okay. Ladies, what's your answer?
Women.
I would think women.
Women. That is it. Females. So that's a point scored for both genders here. It is tied 1-1. All right. Next up, the ladies. Who has more foot problems? Men or
Oh
women?
gosh, that's easy.
That is easy.
Oh, is it?
Women.
You mean like gnarly feet or like?
Women have bunions. Like
I don't know what is defined as foot problems. Maybe
Corn,
smelly
buns?
feet or
I
Athlete's
think
feet.
it's women. That's my opinion, but
I would say women.
women.
Yeah, we wear heels and everything and all.
Okay. How about the guys? What do y'all think?
Women.
Women.
Yep. You both got it right. Females definitely have more foot problems. All right, here we go. Who is more likely to shower daily? I believe this is for the men first, right?
Women.
He knows it. Yeah, women.
I mean, I shower daily, but I don't know.
So would y'all say? Women?
Women.
Matt, women? Okay, how about the ladies? What do y'all think?
I'm going to say women.
women for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all were all wrong. It says
No.
males are more likely to shower daily.
What? It's a source for
I
men.
shower daily. I don't miss a day of shower. I'm sorry. But do y'all wash your hair daily, though? Women don't wash
I
their hair
do.
daily.
Totally.
But, you know,
I do.
can't.
Well, Nicole's not saying anything.
Oh no, I don't wash my hair every day. You're not supposed to.
Nicole does her hair, but not her pits. So
Show us your pits right now, Nicole.
You want me to? I'll show them.
All right.
I will.
So,
They're clean. I'll show them.
see, she's a little like
Hold on,
rusty.
let me look. Yeah, we're good.
ladies and gentlemen, Nicole did show us her pits, and they are completely bare. Good job, Nicole. Off that.
Extra point, extra credit.
Extra point. It should give us extra point.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
You know,
extra
a little
points
like-
for. Yeah, I wish people could actually watch this right now. All right, so nobody scores on that one. We're still at 2-2. This question right here is like we're going through this right now with washing hands. Okay, this is a big thing right now with coronavirus. You know, everybody wash your hands. You're supposed to be doing this anyway before. We need the government to tell us, but who is more likely to wash their hands after using a public restroom? Who was up? The women?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think so. Yeah, it sounds good to me.
I think females.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna say
agree.
I say
All right.
males.
So we got females with the ladies. All right, guys, what do y'all think? Who is more likely to wash their hands in a public restroom?
I'm gonna go, guys.
I think
Matt,
it's-
we have to try to get a point here.
Yeah, let's do it, guys.
Well, you didn't get one on this one. It's the ladies.
Damn it.
Ladies take a 1-point lead. It is 3-2.
Woohoo!
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Oh.
think about it. When you guys go to the bathroom, you're not like washing your hands. You go in there, you're in there for just a short period of time, and then you just like walk out. I've seen it.
Depends on the-
You've seen it?
Bathroom? How are you watching?
Well,
people in the
okay,
bathroom?
so little boys going into the women's bathroom. I've seen it.
Oh, little. Okay, but little
Hey.
boys are different from men.
Okay, well, I think that y'all all use the bathroom the same. Let's face it.
Oh my
Shake and
gosh!
go.
You need to go on a date with somebody. We're gonna make this happen. Yes.
It depends on the aim.
What's that, Kevin?
It depends on the aim.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
It does. I mean,
Depends on if you got to control the hose.
Oh my
okay, so
I
I
got some
can't,
stuff out of control.
I can't speak for women, but I've never understood this. Okay, so as a guy, you go in the bathroom, you pull it out, you pee, you know, you got one hand on it, two hands on it. You go and then you wash your hands, okay? Soap, hot water, and then you go and you open the freaking door with your hands. Okay. All your germs are on that door. Okay.
I take
What's
the
the purpose.
towel to the door.
What's that?
I take the paper towel to the door to open it.
Me
I
too.
do.
How about
I
when you
use my
walk
shirt.
inside the bathroom, you push the door open on that little metal thing that everybody touches. Okay, there's all your germs from everybody. Then you go and you touch your thing. You touch your tally with all those germs on it.
I use my
Do you
arm.
wash your hands before you pee?
I use my arm.
Yeah.
Use your
I
arm.
use my foot. A swinging door, I use my foot.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the bathrooms, when you go into them, you push the door open so you can push it open with your foot or with your elbow, like your arm.
Oh, but here's the thing: there's a latch on the door, and I do touch that because you can't use your foot for that.
Womp womp.
You can't. No, you can't. Then
The
you got to do
latch.
the acrobatic and just
Yeah.
wide. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh,
There's got an invention in there somewhere.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of like the doors that have those little latches where you can like use your elbow, or y'all know what I'm talking about. You seen those?
I need one with a foot sensor, like those van trunk doors.
Yeah,
You just stick your
that's-
foot under it, the door locks.
You should invent that.
I don't have
some
But
patent
somebody
deals,
can
yeah.
stick it from the other side and unlock it and be like, hey,
Somebody listening can invent it.
Well, here's a question I know everyone's going to get right. Okay. Who is more likely to be a binge drinker, men or women? And I believe the men are up first.
Oh, wow.
I mean, in
Oh,
this
guys.
day and age, historically,
Hey,
I'd say men.
I'm going to say women.
Oh,
Oh, so we got the men disagreeing here. We got
Matt.
Matt saying the men and Kevin saying women.
I said historically the men.
Oh, so
You want to go women on
Women?
this one?
That's actually hard. I don't know. I think it's men.
Well, I know some women in ATB that are complete binge drinkers. There might be more women that binge drink than there are men in ATB. Ooh.
So binge drinking is pretty much just drinking a whole lot at once and just going,
I mean, you know, Jazz, you do it all the time.
Going hard in the paint.
I'm just kidding.
Just need clarification.
Men drink more consistently, but when women drink, maybe it's a little more bingey. What do you think?
Let's try it.
So, what are y'all saying, women?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think
All right, so men
think we
say
should go with
women.
men.
All right, ladies, what say you?
men.
I
right?
think it's men.
Men.
Men. And the guys don't get a point on this one. Sorry. It is men. Men are more
I
likely
need you
to
to
be
stop
binge
going
drinkers.
rogue, Kevin.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep changing your answer, and I'm not right at all.
Guess what? That's 2-point lead for the women. Oh, guys, y'all better get it going now.
Wonderful.
All right. Here we go. Ladies are up first. Who usually lives longer? Men
Women.
or
Oh,
women?
that's easy. Women.
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 That's a statistic. I know that one.
Yeah, women.
Women. Yeah, because men are more likely to put themselves at risk by doing stupid shit. So, and you both get points on that. That is women. That takes us to 5-3. Ladies are up. And moving right along, we're going to the men first. Who is more likely to have a heart attack? Men or women?
Women, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with women, too.
I
All right,
think
ladies?
women also.
I don't know. I think men. But I was wrong last time. But I would. What do you say, Jazz? You're the tiebreaker.
Let's see.
Women tend to not go, they don't recognize the symptoms of a heart attack faster than men do. And so therefore they don't go get checked.
Well, let's think strategically. What did the guys choose? Or
They chose women.
Okay, so we're already up 2. So I think we should say men because what do we have to lose? 1 point. Otherwise, we'll gain 3.
Ooh, look at that strategy by Nicole.
Or we could just be,
I'd say it seems like since men have the lower, life expectancy, I would think it would be men. I'm leaning towards men, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Let's go with men.
all right, men it is then.
Oh, Nicole, you just earned your team a point. How about that?
Ah,
It is
good
men.
job.
God.
Nicole's strategy pays off. If you think about it, so women live longer. Who is more likely to have a heart attack? Men, because evidently we're dying before women are. I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess. But anyway, 6-3 to women.
Wow,
Hey,
that's great.
Hey, Jazz, is that White Russian giving you answers?
I think it might.
A little white
might
Russian?
be. It might
Shut
be.
up, Jazz. Do not say my name. I just told you to fix the drink and be quiet.
It's helping.
All right, this should be pretty simple. Where are we at? With the ladies, I think.
Yes.
Who matures faster, men or women?
Women.
Women.
So, ladies, we do.
Yeah,
We do.
women.
That is
Both
correct.
teams get a point on that one. Guys, you're not gaining any ground here.
What's the
You're
score?
going to need one to stump them.
What's the
We've
score?
It is
10,000 to 5.
7-4. You're down by 3.
With
All
eight,
right.
8 questions?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more questions.
Ooh.
It's possible. It's possible. We might have some bonus questions. I'll find some bonus questions. I'm gonna help y'all out, guys. All right. Who can read smaller print better, men or women?
Jeez.
Men.
I'll go with Matt because I counted 3 times.
I think men.
I
Men.
would say women, but
Oh, Nicole.
that's a
against the
hard
grain
one.
again.
Y'all go with what you think.
Uh-oh.
You would say women?
We have
I
controversy.
kind of think I'm trying to see who uses glasses more, and I guess women do tend to use glasses more. Eyeglasses?
All right.
I don't know.
I think it's men. Men can see finer print.
Okay.
What
Let's
do
go
you
with
say,
that.
White Russian?
We're going with men.
Okay. Men.
Guys, I tried to help
Reading
you
that
out and
fine
try
print
to get
now.
us to go over to Nicole, but didn't work this time. It's men. So everybody gets a point.
Thanks, Light Rushing.
You're welcome. Okay. Here's another one. Who can hear better, women or men?
Women.
Oh yeah,
Women.
yes, women can hear a lot
Y'all hear
better.
every damn thing. Can't say
These questions are stereotypical.
Say hear or remember.
All right.
Or
Everybody gets a
selectively
point.
here.
Score is
Oh, Matt's drinking.
still 9-6.
Oh, what's that?
Oh,
That's some
Larceny.
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 so y'all are down by 3. So guys, y'all have to get these next 3, and the women have to not. Y'all have to like ace it. So here we go. Who blinks more, men or women? Might be a
Women.
tough one.
Did you
Wait,
say
whose turn is it? Is it girls?
I believe it is. It's the guy's turn. Yeah. Who blinks more, women or men?
Women.
Women.
I'm thinking women.
Women.
Yeah.
Good job.
Ladies.
It is correct. Women do blink more. And guys, y'all are losers. Final score 11-7.
Wow.
Wait,
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, 10-7.
guys.
Y'all lost by 3. There were 2 questions left. Who has a higher body temperature on the average?
women?
I would think men.
I'm gonna go women.
I would say women also, though.
I know I do right
Awesome
now,
damn
but yeah,
furnaces.
ladies.
Your feet might be cold, but your bodies are hot.
Well, Nicole would have been the only person right. Men have a higher body temperature. And this is a simple one because you hear people complain about this. You hear women complain about this to men all the time. Who can lose weight easier?
Oh,
Men.
men.
That's definitely men.
Men.
There you have it, folks. Our first game of men versus women is dominated by the ladies.
Of course.
Woohoo!
Of
All
course.
right. All right. I still think I should add. I think we should do 20 questions next time. Well, because that was 18. At least have enough to let the men dig themselves out of the hole they put it in.
Or
And
maybe
you
dig
still-
it deeper.
I know, yeah.
What she said.
Oh my God.
Oh.
This is historically showing that women are smarter than men. Because at Love Fest, the women dominated that.
We sure
And
did.
here, the women dominated again. All right, guys, that was fun. I want to thank you all for being on Hammer today and playing male versus female. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, April. Thanks, Kevin, Nicole, Jazz. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for all you do in the group. That being said, we will see you on the next episode of Hammered. Until then, check the events tab, and peace. We'll see you next time.